This is Paul with Sprinkler Master. Today I'm going to be going over rotor sprinklers. I'm going to be covering how to replace them, what the problems they usually have, and then also what's their main function. So right behind me is a fully functioning sprinkler system. The water just comes in from the source, runs through, goes through the valves. They're actuated by electricity, come out, and these are the rotor sprinklers that we're going to be going over. With these rotor sprinklers, they have one stream that comes out. Because of that, they need to rotate. You hear that ratcheting sound? That's just as it rotates. They have gears in here, and the gears move. Over time, these gears wear out. That's one of the main problems with these sprinklers, and they stop rotating. When this happens, you just have to replace them. These are pretty inexpensive. You're going to be under $10 to replace one. Another problem that these sprinklers usually have is they have leaky seals. So you'll just get sprinklers that will pop up and they'll just start leaking, making puddles around and causing problems with that. To replace them, there's two different ways that you can replace it. One is you can just, the simplest way, if it's the same type of sprinkler, so if it's a Rainbird 5004, so 5004, what that means is 50, it will maximum feet, it will shoot at 50 feet, and it will pop up from the ground 4 inches. So they make a 5006 that will pop up 6 inches. They make a 5012 or 5012 that will pop up 12 inches. So when replacing these, you want to replace it with the same one. So if it's a different brand, if you have an Orbit or a Hunter, you can't just do this. But this is definitely easy. You just take out, unscrew it, counterclockwise, pull it up, and then grab the new one, put it in there. When you slide it in, there's little notches down there. You always want to get the, whatever way it's going to be spraying out, to the left. So put the ratchet all the way to the left and put that in, turn it. The second way, which is not that difficult, but you usually just dig the slot around and pull the sod out just about 6 inches around the sprinkler. Pull the sod out, and then all you need to do is just unscrew the body. You want to make sure that no water or bad stuff goes back in there. Sometimes it will get mud back in there and these things will plug up. They have filters on the bottom. And then simply screw this back in. The next step is going to be adjusting them. So adjusting them, rotor sprinklers always have a fixed point. For each one, why we like to just use Rainbird and replace them, because we know how they work. There's one tool. Every rotor sprinkler is adjusted differently, such as the stop point and the tools that they use. So we like to just use Rainbird because we know how it works. They're a great sprinkler, so we always just replace them with rotor sprinklers with the 5004s. So to adjust it, they always have a fixed point, and on the Rainbird, it's going to be the left. So from where the water sprays out, all you want to do is just go turn that all the way to the left, or counterclockwise. That'll be your fixed point. And then there's going to be a plus or minus, and all you do is you just turn, when you turn that to the minus, it'll go less to the right, or if you go to the plus, it'll go more to the right. And doing this, you can always get your fingers, if say the left point, the fixed point was not quite right, you can always just get your fingers and turn it a little bit to the left, or if it's a little bit, you can always just turn the other point to the right with your fingers and ratchet a little bit, and it'll turn it a little bit. They're a fantastic sprinkler, and it's not too hard to change them. The last point I want to go over is nozzles. So nozzles are crucial. They usually do not come with them. The nozzles installed, unless you buy them from the big box store, but that's not a 5004. It looks exactly like it, but it's not. Always buy ones that say they're 5004s, because they're a totally different sprinkler and they're a lot better. So that's one way to tell if it's a good sprinkler, if it doesn't come with the nozzle. So the nozzle is just going to dictate basically how many gallons per minute, how much water is going to be going out. For less gallons per minute, the smaller hole in the nozzle goes up to all the way to 8 gallons per minute. they will shoot up to 50 feet, depending on pressure and different things. So to install these nozzles, you're going to have a screwdriver. These are the tools that they come with. It's just basically a flat screwdriver. It's to use to pull up the head, and then there's a fixed point or a fixed screw that you need to screw down to hold the nozzle in place. If you do not do this, when you turn the sprinklers on, that nozzle is just going to go flying 50 feet, and a bunch of water is just going to come out of the sprinkler and not going to function right. So put the screw down till you see it go over the blue part and hold it in place. The second function these set screws can do is they can change how far it's shooting and the arc. So if you're getting some dry spots in front of the sprinkler or it's shooting too far, you just get the screw and just adjust it while it's running until you get the desired amount that you need to have. The rotor sprinklers are an amazing sprinkler. They're one of the most popular sprinklers. They provide the best value, and they're easy to change if you know how to change them and have the right tools.